Classic move. Giant Zerg move.
Oh god, there's more. Get off that back flag.
It's... Jesus. Honestly,
Following the gate on the back flag. Oh, dead. Fuck.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's at least... I got 9 sorks alone because I think I pressed up to 0. I got here. Alright. Get out here.
You guys are up on back flag.
Sweet! Necro! Nice!
Negate on, following negate on back flag.
At the top of them. That's
I'm
the
on top of the merchant's body.
Barrier.
Merchant's body got you. It's on me now.
Halfway to next hole.
No, stay alive. Yeah, there you go. They're almost dead.
Okay, if you're on back flag, get ready to get up. You're up. Nope. Come on. Let me get it on fire. Okay, you're up.
So you're up.
And I'm down. God damn it.
Sorry, Slang.
No, it's fine, man. There's too many. There's too many.
I'm just down on the merchant side, but I don't think I can do that.
I'm down.
Slay, you're up.
Got it.
Hey everyone, I want to thank you for watching this Necro PvP support character build. It doesn't have the normal editing that I put into most of my build videos. The reason for that, while this is a complete build and it is very good at what it does, it's still kind of a stepping stone to the complete build that I'm going to put out in about a week or so. I just have to unlock additional skill lines, get some undone and grind it out and things to be able to do that build. But this is a great place for people that are looking for a support role and wanting to start to get into their Necro. It'll utilize all the same gear, so again, you can use it to go into the next build. I am expecting that next build to probably get nerfed relatively soon just because of how broken it is. But if in that meantime you want to be able to run around and debuff the enemies and support your group and do all the resurrecting and things that you saw in the little bit of gameplay before this, then this will be a great build for you to start out with. Alright, for the gear, we're starting out with Alteration Mastery. Big reason for this is we are running a heavy armor build, so this is going to give us the extra recovery to help make up for the fact we don't have those light armor passives. The fifth piece is just phenomenal. It reduces the cost of all of our abilities, and when it says all, it means all. It's counting our magic, our stamina abilities, which we do run some on this build, our alt cost, our block cost. All of that is reduced by this set, so it's a huge help. We are running poisons for when enemies get in close on us and we're in our lock and block stage, to go ahead and reduce their resources. Try to drain them out so our DPS can go ahead and get them killed when they don't have stamina to break free. Both weapons we are running in decisive. Reason being is this build is all about generating as much ultimate as fast as possible, which is also why we're going with blood spawn. It gives us that extra stamina recovery, but that alt gen along with the resistance that we gain when it procs is huge. Even though we're in all purple gear, all set to impenetrable, we still are breaking that 42,000 resistance mark when this procs. It's a great help. It's essential to the build. we're pairing it with Akavari Dragon Guard. Of course, this is all about the reducing the ultimate cost, but it is nice to get the extra health and magic recovery and healing taken out of it. Now, most people when they build a alt-gen bot build, they go ahead and pair it with something that has a set that gives that minor heroism. We are not doing that mainly because of the fact that we're a Nord. And with this particular passive in the Nord racial line, if you're running minor heroism as a set, you would only get one additional ultimate point over those 10 seconds. So this Steward is basically your minor heroism. Not to mention, since the Elsewhere update, we now have potions that give us minor heroism, and that in and of itself negates any reason that we would ever need to run those sets anymore. So that's what allows us to have that alterations, get the additional reduction of cost and the additional resource and regen. It's huge to this build. Right now it's a little costly for those potions, but that'll come down with some time. Alright, the first skill, and the probably one of the most essential for this build, is Necrotic Potency. We went with this morph because of the ultimate generation. Our ultimate for the Resurrection, Reanimate, is the highest costing ult in the game, I believe. So we want as much as possible. Getting 3% damage mitigation is also great. Hexproof is on there just for the reduction of cost. Absorb magic, so we get that little bit of overshield and heal, but really because we want the reduced cost of block and we want the extra 8% damage mitigation while we are blocking. Now, Agony Totem and Boneyard, we're going to be stacking these on top of each other as much as possible. Reason being, we want the minor protection for our allies to give them the damage reduction. We want the fear of the enemies. We want the synergy, so people are getting resources back. We want to be able to proc the minor vulnerability to weaken the enemies even further. Boneyard's a must. An AoE that has Major Breach and Fracture on it is just stupid good. Again, giving another synergy for our team to be able to hit and proc is great. Animate Blast Bones. The reason why I went with this particular morph is just because when we're rezzing people with this, they're not always rezzing back at full health. So if we can cause there to be 3 Blast Bones in the area to screw with the enemy's targeting of our allies we just rezzed, to give the guys that are quick rezzing a chance to get their heal off, get their overshields on, anything that we can do to help them get out of that bad situation, I think is a must. So that's definitely why I went with the Blast Bones morph as opposed to just getting more resources for myself. Again, it's all group play. I went with the Colossus for backbar ult, just for the simple fact it's not going to do a whole lot of damage, but we get that major vulnerability. So if we get anybody in our first 2 AoEs, they have minor vulnerability, they have both major breaches. If we're being aggressive with our gameplay and on the attack, we can proc this. People are going to melt in our AoEs. It's not because we're doing any real damage to speak of, but we are debuffing them to the point that our DPS is going to be able to capitalize on that. Of course, we want the Spirit Guardian to have the 10% damage reduction while getting a consistent heal is huge for the survivability of this build. Not to mention, let's see here, the fact that it'll proc this passive which gives us magicka and stamina recovery of 200. That's almost as good as having a 5th piece of amber plasm on the build. It's great. You have to run it. I run beckoning armor because I want to be able to basically have swarm mothers without running that as a monster set. To be able to pull people into my AoEs and have my DPS destroy them while they're debuffed that heavy, it's a great tool. And to be able to get that is just a byproduct of my major resistances is phenomenal. Restoring tether, being able to go ahead and not only get another heal over time, but an AoE heal over time to affect my allies is a phenomenal thing. Definitely going with resistant flesh on this, because not only is it a breath of life for us, but we can get the resistances up to half of what we're healing ourselves for. It's great. And of course we want to spam mutagen out as when we're going into the battle and starting. We want to load up as many allies as we can with that to help them, not only to help their survivability, but we want the ticks that of ultimate that get generated from healing low health players, so that way we can keep these casting out every 20 to 30 seconds. Your animated blast bones should have up within 35 to 45 seconds, and that's without using your potions that give you the minor heroism. So you're gonna have your ult up constantly to support the group, and that's one of the greatest things about this build. Okay, for the champion points, I'm gonna go 51 into Ironclad, 33 into Spell Shield, 56 into Resistant, 23 into Thick Skinned, 37 and 37 for Hardy and Elemental Defender, 33 into Heavy Armor, 40 into Warlord, 43 into Siphoner, again with the poison that we can proc, and then this on top of it to the enemies that we're pulling in close to all of our AoEs and debuffs, and then we're draining their resources like this. It really stacks well with being able to get them in and getting our DPS to kill them. Running 43 into all the recoveries for health, stamina, and magicka. And that's what's allowing us with our food to be able to get that 2,000 magic regen, 1,000 health regen, and 1,000 stamina regen. 2 into Befowl. Basically our leftover points and hit that 1%. And then 56 into Shadow Ward. 56 into Blessed and Elfborn. 49 into Elemental Expert, 22 into Spell Erosion, 31 into Staff Expert, and 56 into Thaumaturge. And that'll do it for the champion points. For food, we're running the Clockwork Citrus Fillet to get the regen for the health and magic, along with the maxes on. And for our Mundus, we're running the Lady to get that extra resistance. Alright guys, if you like the video, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you get future notifications of when videos go out. At the end of this, I will be putting up the link to the new video once I finish it. I want to thank you guys for watching, and thanks for your time. Guys, get ready. You're up. And now I gotta put my food on.
Foster?
I just hit him with a Dawn Baker.